I am Camson, the Untamed Oracle. My ears just started ringing, so this is going to be a really interesting reading. I'm excited to get into it. Take a deep breath. Let's get straight into the cards. I'm just going to allow myself to be a pure channel for the messages that whoever finds this may need. If it don't resonate, that's okay. If it does resonate, you know what to do. Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. As I'm coming into this reading, I feel a lot of movement. But I feel like a lot of the movement that's happening, for some reason, you feel like you're sitting on the outside of it, or you're moving and it's not moving you forward. That's just a feeling that I am really, really feeling right now. So fertility, this is a fairy stone. Intuitively, I feel like this is letting me know that something has been draining your creativity. Something has been draining your ability to be fertile. When you think about fertility, everything that is fertile has a dark element to it that's not considered bad, right? So soil that's fertile, it's dark. Sometimes the blacker the soil, the better. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Inside of the womb of a woman, it's dark. And this allows the fertility to happen. So maybe there's a shadow aspect of yourself that you have not been aware of or haven't been accepting. And it's one of the reasons that movement is happening, but it doesn't feel like progress is happening. So you want to work on some shadow work, which is, that's what I'm all about. That's what I do. That's one of the things that I'm so like good at it. It's creepy. When I realized my Scorpio moon had a lot to do with it, it makes sense. But yeah, you want to work on the shadow work. So the next time, let's say you got kids and your kids call you out for lying, the next time, instead of defending yourself or saying you didn't lie, just say, you know what? Yep, mama lied. Daddy lied. Yep, I did. Let me correct myself. We have to be there at blank time. Da 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 da. I don't even know why I had said that at first. Like, try to start accepting uncomfortable truths without having to explain it or judge it. Amazonite. I think I pulled this a few weeks ago. This represents life purpose. So this is one of your life purposes. Shadow work is like oxygen for you. You need shadow work. Now, let me first say this. Shadow work is tough. Shadow work means realizing you have disorganized attachment. And sometimes you want to be held and be intimate and be loved. And sometimes you just want to be by your damn self and get the hell away from me and leave me alone. And you go cold and you push people away. Shadow work is realizing that you have been a doormat and you have not spoken up for so long that people just expect you to go along and get along all the time. And nobody appreciates nor respect how you feel about things. And so you just feel like, shit, don't nobody care how I feel about nothing. Shadow work. Shadow work. So the key to successful shadow work is to be able to love yourself enough to accept what you see and not judge it, and just see it as a part of your process. Because when you see it as a part of your process and not a reason to judge yourself, that's when you start to make progress. When your shadow aspects simply are a part of your soul journey process, it will no longer block your progress. And that's going to relieve a lot of stress. So your life purpose is going to be found through shadow work. Ashe. The warning that I always give to people about shadow work is, if you know that your self-love ain't strong, If your self-love routine ain't like devotion, you know, on again, off again, on again, off again, shadow work will be very destabilizing to you. So throughout doing shadow work, you want to make sure that you are regulating your nervous system, finding what works for you. Now, in the coven, I share things that work for me that are not easy to find, that are a combination of shamanism and mysticism and a lot of Gnostic occult teachings. Because I just feel like the stuff is oversaturated. It's easy to find the love and light stuff, the high vibes all the time, the toxic positivity. That shit just make you feel worse, and it don't lead to progress. It leads to you being stagnant. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. It is working with the darker energy, the dark side of yourself, and learning how to love those aspects of you, learning how to appreciate the people in your life who are villains in your life, learning how to appreciate the people who blame shift in your life, the people who project things onto you, the people who put expectations on you. Knowing that you have a hard time saying no. Sometimes people know this, and that's why they'll come to you, because they know you probably go say yeah, or they know that you will do the best you can to work it out. And you're just gonna have to be somebody else. You're just gonna have to do what you're afraid to do, in order for you to get the progress that you deserve. So this is the darkness. You're being sent. You're being sent back into the womb. So this is a lot of inner child healing that I'm feeling coming up. You might feel real tender and vulnerable right now. You might even wake up feeling anxious and you don't even know why. You just woke up. You're like, I just woke up. It's another grand rising. I'm grateful, but I just got this sense that something is going to happen. I'm going to get some bad news. Or when things kind of start going smooth and well, you start feeling like, okay, it ain't going to be long before the shoe drop. That's a nervous system that's stuck in survival mode, and it doesn't see ease as safety. It sees ease as a cause for concern, because survival mode means that you always stay ready, so you never have to get ready. But your body is not supposed to be pumping out cortisol and adrenaline to help you get away from the lions, tigers, and bears every day, all day, on repeat, for however many years you've been on this journey. You're getting to know yourself. It's too much. It's too much. Whoever I'm talking to, you probably got a lot on your plate. This is the time now for you to start reorganizing your plate. This is representing, you see she got her sword. And you also see that her hand is on her sword. Okay? Now, if goddess archetypes is new to you, these are different aspects of nature, different elements, different aspects of our own higher, our divine self. It is my belief that the goddesses allowed themselves to be seeded into each and every one of us who are going through this awakening. You don't come across goddess information and feel a resonance with it, or learn something from it, or learn how to work with it and use it to improve your life, unless you're meant to. If it's not in your Akashic record to happen in this lifetime, it will not happen. Okay? So I just want to say that, because this is not something like that everybody has access to, right? And this has been so transformational for my life. But this card represents the divine guardian. It says this is a time of significant spiritual growth and healing for you. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the divine mother Isis. I just said this. Relax and allow your transformation to happen. Your divine guardian protects you now. Let go. Trust unconditionally in what is happening for you, as there is only divine love beneath the surface of the present situation. Now, it don't matter what situation you in or whatever you got going on. You might feel like, I don't see no divine love in this. I don't see no protection in any of this right now. And that's okay. You don't always have to see it for it to be. Because oftentimes we don't see it because we don't have the eyeglasses on that allow us to see it. So just like if I had a prescription in my eyeglasses that was strong enough for somebody else, but not strong enough for me to see stop signs and street signs. I'm probably going to be able to see a lot of stuff, and it may be right in front of me, but I'm not going to see it clearly. So by you working with archetypes, let me tell you, when you work with archetypes, what you are doing is you're studying the way another divine being, which you are as well, because this is not worship. This is not you being lower than them. This is you studying and paying attention to the way that they move through life, through their mythology, and seeing some of the similarities with your own life and seeing how you can apply that. And so if Isis is protecting you, I had just said you was going back into the womb. So the mother goddess is protecting you. Her hand is on the sword, no matter what it looked like right now. And look, when I tell you, I get it. I am going through some tough things, and they're layered on top of each other like a fucking shit cake. It's just a cake full of shit. On the surface, that's what it looked like. But when I really get down in it, and when I'm not afraid to let myself relax, trust the process, to stop trying to force the flow and allow my nervous system to flow with the force, because there's a divine force that is guiding you. You are not an ordinary person. You are a very old soul who is here and has had unique experiences that were the catalyst for who you are today. So today was created by yesterday and your past. Anything about you that you are appreciative of, that you are proud of about yourself, anything that you have survived, anything that if you're able to take nothing and make it into something, even if it's just a meal, that's something to be really proud of for yourself. You know, you've been through some things where sanity is like a fucking blessing. To still have sanity, it would have broke most people. And here you are watching videos, watching me. You probably don't even know me, and I'm talking to you about your life. That means that you haven't gave up. That means that you are being guided. I'm not one of the oracle card readers, tarot readers that's easy to find. People find me when they're ready to receive divine guidance. And so you are being protected right now. Whatever opportunities ain't opened up for you, whatever doors have closed for you, whatever people have walked out of your life, whatever may be happening in your life, whatever it is that you seem to lack and don't have, trust me when I say, based on the energy that I'm feeling, it is for your protection. It is not to hurt you. And the shit is going to change. It's going to change. Give it until this spring. There are elements of your life that are going to look really different, and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, I would have never thought that this would have ever got better. If I think about what was happening in December, or whenever you watch this reading, because I'm a white galactic wizard, so my readings are timeless. People will find these readings years and years and years from now and feel resonance and get guidance, right? That's specific to them. But you're going to be able to look back and see it didn't go to waste. It didn't go to waste. What I was going through was to help me, not to hurt me. So relaxation is going to get you there. Shadow work and relaxation. And relaxation is a word that takes effort for people who never felt like relaxing was really safe. Which is why I wrote an ebook with all of the protocols that I've learned from the goddesses and studying the Akashic records of thousands of people that I've done readings for. How the hell do you relax when that's something you never really experienced? How do you feel safe when that's something that you probably didn't even have as a child? We learn how to fake it. But you know when you don't feel something deeply. You know when you're relaxing, but your mind won't relax. And you feel like you need to get up and do something. And if I'm not doing something, I'm not being productive, I can't even expect for my life to improve. This is the machine of the 3D matrix, where we have been encoded, embedded epigenetically, especially if you are descendants of people, indigenous people, whether they were slaves or indigenous to the Americas. It's just certain experience that our ancestors went through to where we felt like relaxation leads to poverty. You know, if I ever stop working, I'm not going to have anything. And it's not healthy. And then we attract people into our life, friendships and partners who may also struggle with this. And maybe we don't feel as safe in these friendships and relationships, partnerships, business collaborations as we used to, because it's being unveiled. Your life is going through a process of alchemy, a process of transmutation. You're in the negrito phase of alchemy. And in this phase, the things that were hidden are making themselves known. And this is why I wrote The Dark Goddess Guide to Energetic Fuckery, to help you navigate the void. I didn't write this to help you when you're on the top of the mountain. I wrote this to help those who are going through the transitions of a cycle breaker, of a generational curse healer, of a woman whose womb is ready to heal, of a woman who is ready to be able to trust her feminine energy and trust that she don't have to always be in her masculine, always working, always providing, always being the responsible one, always being the one providing the protection. You know, feeling safe is not something that was a right we were born with. It's something that we're having to learn how to do. It's something we're having to learn how to create for ourselves, right? And so you're learning how to feel safe. You're learning how to feel safe regardless of what's happening around you in your environment and with other people. Okay. This is interesting, especially with the way that this came out. And I feel like this is still about the relationships, but I pulled the Two of Wands, and it just feel like you've been looking forward. You've been trying to create a vision of where you would like to move to in the future, who you would like to be. And you've been wanting to make plans and to come to resolutions and be moving in that direction, able to take action, right? But you're stuck in a cycle. You're stuck in a cycle. And I think that this has something to do with, again, because this is aligned with the sacral chakra. So this is the lack of ability to be creative. And, you know, one of the things that I didn't know for a long time that was throwing me off, like, I'm a really ambitious person, but I can get stuck in my head. I got a lot of air in my natal chart. I can get so stuck in my head that I never really embody the beliefs that's necessary to support me in becoming the person that I want to be, or improving the thing that I want to improve, or manifesting the thing that I want to manifest. And I'll get stuck in my head. And that's, let me tell you, let me break this down to you real quick. If you're somebody that also gets stuck in your head, and because of that you become indecisive, or you rush and just make hasty decisions because you feel like if I don't do something, I'll get stuck doing nothing. I just need to do something. You know, that feeling. I just got to go ahead and take this job. I just got to go ahead. And sometimes we will rush and move too fast into things. Maybe something is in your life right now and you're looking at it and you can see that that particular thing that you manifested in your life is because you rushed. It's because you were in a hurry. It's because maybe you didn't want to be alone anymore. Maybe you was just impatient. You was tired of waiting. Whatever it is that you can apply this to, you know what it is. You can search your heart and find out what it is. But just that feeling of the passion and the ambition, but lacking the clarity and lacking the strong value system and self-belief that allow us to believe it's possible despite what we see, because the very definition of faith is not depending on what you see with your two eyes, but depending on what you see with your third eye, with your first eye, which is more so about what you feel for in the future. And if you could just practice feeling how you want to feel in the future, don't worry about trying to figure out every step to get there. Just what do you want to feel like when you get there? And once you know how you want to feel when you get there, start working it into your day-to-day life, even if it's just for a few minutes. So let's just say you want to feel like you can relax because you are accomplished in a certain area. You have achieved a certain goal. So bring that to here and now to be able to get that feeling inside of you, because without the feeling and without the faith, the self-belief, you can't create that timeline. So once you know how you want to feel, right? And let's just say it's, I want to feel like I have achieved something and I can relax because I have achieved that goal. And I can enjoy me time. And I can really, really be more devoted to my self-care, to my rituals, right? And you want to feel that feeling. You want to feel that ease. You want to feel that softness, that safety. So throughout your day, let's say you accomplish making lunch for yourself. I know it's super simple, but it doesn't take away from the power of it. It actually adds to it. We overlook simplicity. And after you make that lunch, you feel achieved. And when you sit down to eat, you relax. Because you're like, I accomplished that. I set out to do that and I accomplished it. And now I can relax and enjoy my lunch. And so you're feeling the feeling. You're flooding your body with the feelings, with the neurotransmitters, with the hormones that are necessary for you to reach whatever point it is you're desiring to reach. That is the key. You have to have faith in the process and learn how to feel the way you want to feel in the future in the present moment. So if in my present, I can learn how to feel accomplished, feel like I have achieved something. If I practice that every day with my day-to-day task, then I'm a vibrational match for where it is I want to go, for what it is I want to reach, for the things that I want to succeed at. If you are not a vibrational match for it, because if your subconscious mind is saying you can't have it, you can't do it, you can't be it, you're not going to get there. So if you do this for the next 30 days, take this advice. I have to do this. If I take a shower, I feel like I have achieved something, because having POTS and dysautonomia, nervous system dysregulation, taking a shower sometimes can take a lot out of me physically. And I'm tired afterwards. I'm not rejuvenated. And I need to sit down for a little while. So instead of me focusing on that limitation and the frustration that it could possibly lead to, I focused on when I am able to, feeling how achieved the sensations are that I was able to accomplish that, feeling accomplished and feeling like I can relax now. I accomplished it. Sometimes we put expectations on ourselves to accomplish like things that maybe we're not ready to accomplish or not yet equipped or have the resources to accomplish it. And we'll put so much pressure on ourselves to accomplish it. We'll dream big and make vision boards and just listen to a lot of other people who have said that's how they did it. And you see those videos and it leaves you feeling disappointed. And it's like this cycle. To stop that cycle, what am I doing every single day that I can start patting myself on the back for, so that I could learn how to feel like the person that I want to be in my day-to-day life? And if you do this for 30 days, you're going to feel more self-confident. You're going to have more faith. You're going to trust the process. You're going to relax more. And you're also going to feel more divinely protected. Because feeling divinely protected is directly connected to how connected to the divine you feel within yourself. So with each passing day, you're celebrating yourself. You're rewiring your brain. Despite whatever limitations are in your life, whatever shadows are in your life, you're rewiring your brain to see yourself as that version of you that is a higher potential. But probably nothing has really changed except you applying this technique. All right? That's beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Well, this is just one of those days. This is just one of those days. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this one, and I'm still going to look at the other ones. I'll be right back once again. Okay. All right. So the card that jumped out was dancing. Okay. Now, even though it say dancing, and on the picture she getting a massage, right? So this could be anything that combines movement with your body. So you could look at dancing as someone's fingers and hands dancing across your muscles in your body, right? So dancing is an amazing mood booster. It's a powerful technique to relieve stress. Dance has been observed to increase levels of feel-good hormones, which we just talked about, and help to develop new neural connections. We just talked about that, right? You see how spirit would be like boom, 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 hit them again, hit them again. And it helps us to improve our executive function, our long-term memory, and spatial recognition. Movement in general is an amazing pick-me-up. So get up and start moving. So let's just say if you happen to be watching me and like me, maybe you have burnout, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, maybe just your lifestyle right now is just you're either on the go or tired, and there's really no in between, okay? One of the things that you could do, which is what I like to do, I like to have my body-mind connection time in my bed. My bed is like my sacred island, right? And so if I don't do anything else, I'll do the happy baby pose and really allow my hamstrings and my hips to get that space and that movement in them. Because if you're not moving this energy, especially if you feel stuck, then that means that your fascia, which is your connective tissue, is also stuck and sticky. So any area that you feel tension in your body is basically stuck, sticky fascia. And that on an energetic level is basically the things that you are not so proud about that you experience. Traumatic experiences, it could be small t or big T. Tension, stress, difficult conversations, issues that you really would like to work through, but maybe the person on the other end of the issue is avoiding working through it. Or maybe you're the avoidant one. Our body holds on to this, And this is really, really something that has been a missing component in the spiritual community, because we talk a lot about energy, but we don't really talk a lot about embodiment and how to effectively work with that energy. So you could do this on your bed. I go and get reflexology, which helps a lot. You could do that as well. So just find something that works for you. But the somatic exorcism that I have, it is super, super helpful because it takes like 20 minutes. You can do it in your bed and it's full body. So you get to target all the spots that get stuck. And when you feel those aches and those sore, what you might think in your mind is a sore muscle, that's your body being an oracle, sending messages to you. You can kind of look at them as synchronicities. So if you feel something in a certain body part over and over again, let's just say you feel pain on your left side over and over again, that's the feminine aspect of you letting you know, I have some wounds that need to be tended to. And I need you to pay attention. And I need you to actually invest some time into tending to yourself, to the feminine aspect of you. This is creativity. This is sexual energy, sensuality. This is our intuition. This is our softness. This is our ability to be gentle. This is our ability to be nurturing, to be compassionate, to be empathetic. All of these things are a part of the feminine. And so if things are happening on the left side of your body, it's communicating that to you. If you're noticing things on the right side of your body, your masculine is communicating to you. We got some healing that we need to tend to. We need to work through some things. You're overworking me. You're trying to protect everybody, but you're not making sure that you're good. You're not making sure you're protecting yourself. These are masculine attributes. You're being stuck in your head, too logical, reasoning too much. That's mental energy. Mental energy is a very masculine energy, right? Emotional energy is a very feminine energy. So your mental health may be speaking to you through the right side of the body. And depending on which body part it is a very specific message that is often our shadow self communicating to us. And I'm actually going to release a guidebook very soon to give you all of the body parts, all of the messages stored in the subconscious mind connected to our shadow self in those body parts. And I'm going to give you an affirmation for that body part so that you can lay your hand or direct your energy to that body part and speak life into that body part. So alongside with the somatic exorcism and using your words as a sword to cut through the things that are not benefiting you, that are hurting you, you're healing yourself on many different levels. We're multidimensional beings. Healing ourselves in one way is not enough. If we want to be 5D, then that means that it's more beneficial for us to be healing ourselves 5 different ways on 5 different levels, healing all 5 elements, right, of the self, of our existence. All right, Kalima, 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 message for us. Well, message for the collective. But I'm part of the collective too. I'm doing this reading, but I'm taking notes. I'm going to rewatch this and write these things down. Okay, you said stop. All right. Kali MahaMaya. Now, I had a very powerful experience with her, with Kali MahaMaya, and I was going through a time in my life where we had just discovered that we had black mold in our house, and I had been so sick, and actually it was because of working with the goddesses that they led me to figuring out what happened and confirmed it through our daughter. But Kali MahaMaya came into my life when I was going through a void phase of my life, and I was dealing with a lot of different shadows. And you know, there are many different reasons for mold, but one of the energetic things that I notice about mold is like it has a very strong vibrational resonance with depression. And so not only does mold cause depression, but if you already have been dealing with depression, like it increases that. So you feel like there's this dark cloud over you. It was just, and learning those things was so interesting. And so I felt like things that had been hiding beneath the surface were being brought out when she came into my life. So let me read to you about her. Kali MahaMaya is Kali Ma, the spiritual truth beneath all appearances, the healing waiting to be discovered in all experiences. In harmony with your higher self, she can manifest the path upon which you can best learn, heal, and grow. She is unclothed, symbolizing wild, unconditional authenticity. She is the empowerment to discard conditioning and judgments that we have worn. Cast off the fearful constraints others have imposed upon you. Connecting to your authentic being, this will attract healing, guidance, and divine grace to you now. Kali Mahamaya knows the life circumstances that will best evoke your sacred fulfillment. From gentle blessings to heart-stretching challenges that bring out courage and confidence you never knew you had, she weaves the circumstances into being that will cause you to grow, to awaken, and fulfill your divine potential. Through her carefully chosen life lessons, the heart becomes spiritually prepared to dispense with mainstream consciousness. The soul begins to move away from the limitations and absence of personal responsibility that accompanies mass conditioning. The inner spiritual eye flutters open and new realities open up. We just talked about this, y'all. Her appearance signifies that mass consciousness and mainstream interpretations of events cannot support your soul path. It's only through looking for the deeper spiritual purpose within a life lesson that you will cut through the confusion to obtain clarity and attract all you need to heal and transform the situation at hand. Listen to your heart rather than allowing conventional beliefs to create fear in your mind. Kali Mahamaya arises spontaneously as a protective barrier of universal truth when a situation has become unnecessarily complicated or confusing to your heart. The truth she awakens may provide immediate relief, or it may not be easy to accept it at first, but either way, you are promised revelations that shall ultimately lead you beyond deception or beyond what is simply not right for you anymore. She protects you from that which is unworthy of your heart and has constrained your spirit. Even though Kali recognizes it is going to create a disconnection from the authentic needs and inner purpose of the soul, if we are on a path that merely seems promising on the surface, she will evoke the situation to devastate the established order. Thus, she aligns us to the better path. This is her act of radical love, to unfetter our minds and clear our perception. With the correct knowledge, we gain the capacity to proceed with wisdom. She will not allow you to be misled. If you have wandered from your path, she will firmly reestablish you on the best way to help, to heal, empower, and liberate you with joy. So when our plans suddenly seem thwarted, we need to ask whether we require more courage and growth to rise above the obstacle. Alternatively, we may need to step away from our initial plans and be open to a different path. We can discern authentic spiritual guidance from its effect. It brings a sense of relief, even when the path ahead seems challenging. Acting on true guidance causes us to grow, even when it opens a gentler and more graceful path. Misinterpreting guidance reinforces our ego patterns and keeps us stuck. Kali Mahamaya exists and operates beyond convention and convenience. She is the inoculating tonic of authenticity. Authenticity keeps us dialed into our true purpose and passion. She protects the soul from conventionality that castrates, disables, and steals our creative fire. She is the divine disruption that provides needed yet often unanticipated spiritual recalibration. When our minds are so confused that we do not even sense the troubles that threaten to consume us, she arises from the ocean of consciousness with compassionate ferocity. When we stray from our authentic nature, she brings us back to the spiritual home of the heart. She reminds us that we are the most powerful and protected when we seek the truth of the heart, because that is when we are closest to her. Dispense with what you have been doing to placate others or control situations. She has arisen and can be trusted unconditionally. Take refuge in her and allow your life to unfold as it will, acting when you feel guided to, having patience in the unfolding events and trusting that her grace is unlimited. She is watching over the deep healing that is taking place within your soul. Everything we just said, and she just came in and summed it up. Now, y'all see me shuffling. There is no way I can make this work together like I just did. That's spirit. And that's what I mean about learning to trust the flow, learning to flow with the force instead of forcing the flow. Now, here's a prayer to help bring this into your life in the form of consciousness. Beloved Kali MahaMaya, you create the pathways for spiritual growth that benefit the soul. I honor your unconditional, wild, and loving nature. You provide what is needed to truly heal and outgrow suffering. May your compassion and wisdom and divine protection bless all hearts with the capacity to recognize and act with wisdom. I open my mind to receive your guidance and revelation. I give myself time and patience to integrate, regroup, and adjust my course. I trust in the greater guiding wisdom of your play in my life for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jama Kali. And now use your visualizations, which I like to give at the end of all of my readings. I want you to visualize a pink lotus flower in your hand. You actually have two of them. And I want you to sense one in each hand, just feeling them, feeling their muddy, damp roots in your hand. And you can kind of feel them like hanging through your fingers. And they're a little heavy because they're wet. And these lotus flowers, the one in your right hand represents your divinely given power to act. The lotus in your left hand represents the divine grace needed to make those actions the best and most beautiful possible. And I want you to slowly guide your hands together, visualizing, imagine, intending that the two lotuses intermingle and become one, and hold them gently in front of your heart chakra. This new lotus then dissolves into radiant golden light and floods into your heart with blessings of the Divine Mother. Once you have done this, just allow yourself to rest in this moment and receive the grace. And then bring your hands into prayer and bow your head, and you can say Ashe, Namaste, Shalom, whatever resonates with you. So mote it be, it is done. And that visualization helps to receive that consciousness. So know that you are being heavily guarded right now. And if you are someone that has ever struggled with boundaries, then there's a different type of protection that you have through the divine feminine consciousness that's around you to help you. And in these moments of the journey, what I have noticed is that anything that is no longer aligned and undeserving of your soul will become obvious to you. The challenge is, how do I trust the process when there's an uncomfortable truth being made known to me? And the gold goes right back to everything that we've talked about in this reading. To trust the process. Pat yourself on the back when you achieve things. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt, because there are some things in your life today that you wanted many years ago, and it may no longer be meant to stay in the way that it's been in your life. It could be going away, it could be changing. But allowing the heart, breathing into the heart, imagining that those lotus flowers represents rebirth. And this rebirth is happening, and there's a healing of the masculine, a healing of the feminine, and new paths are going to be placed in front of you. So try to set an intention to be devoted, to use what's in this reading for the next 30 days. And I would love to hear from you. What resonated? Like if you bout it, and you ready to be bout about it, drop it in the comments. I'm bout about it. I'm doing this for the next 30 days because I want you to have what you deserve. And you do deserve this. You absolutely deserve this. And I don't care how many times you feel like you fucked up, or how many times you have went back on your word, or how many times you didn't stand on business, or how many times you lost your temper, or whatever it is that you feel like you have done that messed something up. I just need you to know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. All right, y'all. Look forward to hearing from you. Drop a comment in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps other people to find me, help the channel grow. Share it with somebody else who may be benefiting from having some inspiration right now. And I'm going to put the link to my coven so that you can get the teachings that I will never post anywhere else. I'm going to put that link in the description. And for the End in Energetic Fuckery ebook, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I'm going to put that in the description as well, especially if my readings resonate with you. Peace.
Yeah. Higher, I take you higher. Yeah. I got this sacred fire.